You know what? Sam over here with his Hank Hill haircut and dad goatee and eyeglasses just screams to me bruiser. Yeah, alright everybody, it's time once again for us to become the most evil dungeon master you've ever known. As we are back full circle, 6 years later, to the Guild of Dungeoneering, but not just any Guild of Dungeoneering, the Ultimate Edition. If you already own Guild of Dungeoneering, Ultimate Edition, completely free. How awesome is that? I know nowadays the big trend is, we remastered and reworked something, so how about you pay us again for it? Not here. Here, you already own the game, cool, we're gonna give you a free update to this new edition, which has a lot of rebalancing done, new classes, new quests, new items, new everything. So it's a completely free update all these years later. I'm excited about it. Let's get into it.
This is the Guild of Dungeoneering. All across the land they're cheering, oh, to be a Dungeoneer, chasing fame and glory.
Oh, it's just as good as I remember it. And essentially, we're gonna have a bard the entire time, just kind of guiding our tale as we go along, with little songs such as that. So as I mentioned, we are gonna be technically the Dungeon Master. We run a guild. We do want our members to succeed. We will place rooms, gold, items, enemies, etc., to kind of get them from point A to point B. But hey, you could also be very evil along the way and torture them as they proceed to get their quest completed. So here we have the Ivory League of Explorers, the noblest, most virtuous guild in the land. Those insufferable jerks. I'll show them. They won't think me so grossly incompetent when I have my own guild. I bought a small hall in the bad part of town with the gold I borrowed from them. I've staked out the dungeon that's ripe for the picking. I've even found a chump who can do all the dirty work while I sit back and watch the coins roll in, like my father once told me. There's always someone stupider than yourself. Well, he never really said that to me. Actually, he said it to everyone but me. Hey, wait a minute. And this classical graph paper right here from school is where we shall be building our guild as the Dungeon Master. So the first thing I'm going to do is get some barracks up and running. Go ahead and place those back over here. This will unlock the chump for us.
The one that's always left behind, the solitary lump, the pawn who's fodder for the grind, the sorry little chump.
Love it. Absolute soul right there. This will be our chump class character here. Nothing really exciting about the chump. He's, well, quite literally a chump.
He's right. Do you know that?
This will be our first adventure. What we got? Rats Howl Original. Quest 1, Squeak Squeak. Everyone's got to start somewhere. Now if we have no, we're gonna go ahead and skip that. I'll give you guys like a quick and dirty rundown what we're doing here. But essentially, once we're in the dungeon itself, we get to build different areas for our guildie to travel through. However, he is going to be autonomous. He will move to where he wants to, but he could guide that by some degree by placing enemies and loot. Obviously, the draw, the lure of loot will make him change paths. So for instance, if we wanted to come over here to the zombie, we could probably build rooms over through this side with some gold to make him sure he twists and turns around through there. But as you can see right now, we also have gold up there, level 2 gold no less. So that's going to be kind of in his peripheral no matter what. So over here, this will be a room with a rune. Now runes gives us favors which we could use out here in the map. For a treasure card on the fly, we could burn something useless and we could also redraw. In combat, it's got different abilities too, so we'll talk about that once we get in there. So for now, I'm gonna say let's hook off to this side first. Just so we're ready for the zombie, because it's not exactly an easy fight early on, especially as a chump class. So we're gonna hook over here, and that's all we can go, because obviously we have no path up to there because we've built no room. We could build one, but we don't want that happening just yet. Let's end our turn. And by defeating this rat here, we should level up, and at the same time also pick up that rune, which will be helpful for us more than likely against that zombie. So, claw attack. This one's going to be a regular physical attack, indicated by red. We could block that right now with cower, but we could also do a lucky hit for 2 damage. Take the advantage. One thing to take note of is that enemies will always go first. So it's something very important to keep in mind, because in the past I've had situations like that where I dropped to 0 from an attack, but I countered myself with a drain attack, so I was able to get 1 HP back even after I dropped to 0, and it kept me from actually losing that turn. Neurotoxin will be every single time that he hits, we have to discard a card ourselves. So we could block that right now if we want to. I guess we probably will. We lost nothing, we lost no HP. This is going to be an unblockable. So now, no point in blocking that obviously because it's unblockable. So we'll exchange damage. And next turn should be our victory. And in case you're wondering about losing too much HP as well per fight, you do regain it after battle. So that's the upside here. And you also get to choose some loot. And this will be all stuff that you get to equip on your character for more cards for this particular dungeon. So right now we have the fork, which will give us slice 2. Not bad. We have the newspaper hat, which gives us a couple of traits, wise and fade charge, but it also adds the stupidity cards into our hand, which does nothing. It absolutely does nothing at all. Which is probably a good card in case you want to say get the traits. We could then use favor to burn the card from our hand, which could be a possibility as well. Another different strat right there. We have the paper crown, which apparently whenever we block something, we get some HP back. Not a bad one to have, especially with certain classes. But let's go with the fork. So we leveled up, got a bit more HP. We now have a favor card as well. Perfect. We could definitely use it on the fly to maybe even holler for some treasure in case we wanted to avoid that zombie a bit longer. For now, though, it seems the only way we can go is off to the right. I'm not sure if that abyss right there is going to be a problem for us. I hope not. I hope we don't fall in there. The nasty rat through there. And that's the only path that we got, so let's end our turn right there. You're not gonna fall into that hole, are you? I don't trust the hole.
Oh my, how lewd.
We could build that room, get the nasty rat there, and maybe even drop some silver coins there. Not really to lure him, but just for the added bit of treasure potential as well. We got an unblockable bite. Luckily for us, we have two damage cards right off the bat, so this is going to be easily a 3-turn fight. We lost the card, no problem. I'm pretty sure we had another attack card on there anyway, so yeah. Over. Now, I don't think this was a rune room, was it? Could have probably been useful to have an extra rune for that zombie fight. So here we have the pigeon nest, which is a really good one. It lets us actually do 1 damage magical and also recover HP. Which is probably the one I am going to be picking. Yeah. I mean, a little bit of extra HP would be nice for the zombie because he's got a lot of HP early on. Oh, whatever. With that one right there. And that's going to be it. Now, do we have... Yes. So you see, instead of going straight to the Ratman, even though that's our quest, we're being lured to the left because of the gold right there. And we also have a rune. That would have been nice, but so be it. I don't think fighting another nasty rat's gonna really do much favor for us. I mean, we could possibly get a bit more equipment. But I'm thinking at this point, let's just go ahead and fight that zombie.
Uh-oh.
It's not an easy fight, though. He's got a ton of HP. He's also got drain abilities as well, so he can recover a bunch of HP. Now, the upside here is that he does have decay, which taking 2 damage in 1 turn causes 1 extra damage. And we do have a couple of 2 damage cards, so that's going to be kind of helpful for us to stack 2 into 3 damage itself, right? But still, it's a very difficult fight. And as you can see right now, he's actually going to be blocking one of these, so this wouldn't work right now. So instead, we'll use Cower, which will at least block his magical attack. We'll break even for now, which is good. Headbutt is going to be 2 damage to us, which is obviously bad, but he will also hurt himself. So as a matter of fact, he's looking at least 4 damage here from Decay and ourselves too. So let's do a lucky hit. We will take 2 damage, but... Now this one's going to be a bit more interesting because he's got 2 damage coming our way. And if we use Rekindle to recover one of those, he will block it. So I'm not actually crazy about this at all. I mean, the best I could do is at least block one of those damage, but... Not too crazy about that one. Now he's going for pain, which is fine. We could exchange, and at least this will give me 1 HP back so I won't lose here. We could also Fire Blast him right now too. I think it's a bit better to make him lose HP without us losing, so that's fine. I'll take that one. Him blocking magical damage really hurts because right now we would have done 3 at least. So right now, we will take 1, but we have to go physical on that one, obviously. Now we could potentially end this... Yeah. We have one. Yeah. He's gonna kill himself right now, no matter what. Perfect. Close one. The zombie fight early on, very difficult as well, if you're not ready for it. So the first quest comes to an end here. The Rat Man, in comparison to the zombie, he doesn't even have any special cards that I remember to, so it's gonna be a very easy fight. The zombie's really the tricky one here. That's why you could kind of, I guess, encouraged to avoid it, because it could kind of be a 50-50 draw when it comes to fighting the zombie. A little bit based on RNG and the cards that you do have. So right now we're looking for 2 damage and 1 block, so... Hit him with some magic and release recover 1 back. And I was looking for head blow. If successful, we have to discard cards, which I'm not crazy about because we got 2 cards right there for 2 damage, so I don't want to lose those. That's going to be unblockable, so now we hit him with the slice. Next, anger. So he's going to hurt himself. Yeah, we got the victory. And 2. So as you see, the Rat Man, way easier than zombie. And here doesn't really matter because this will end our quest right there, but the yellow snow cone. The yellow snow cone. It gives you a stupidity card, but I do like the magical restore because it lets you recover 2 HP on the fly. Not a bad one to have, to be honest with you. Again, doesn't really matter. We're ending our mission here, so...
A rather entertaining display of courage and brutality. But in the long term, will it outweigh a Dungeoneer's mortality?
Beautiful as always. So let's return to our guild here, and we should have enough money now to unlock a different class. We could also keep the chump and just probably get better equipment for him in terms of dungeon loot, right? But I think it'd probably be better for us to unlock a new class because the chump, again, not that great. Early on, the Bruiser is actually really good because of the defensive capabilities that turn offensively. So I will pick up the Bruiser. And I guess we'll probably build our training areas through here, get some blacksmiths happening.
Not a gentle kind of Dungeoneer, nor a poet or a muser, but one that fills the heart with fear. I give to you the Bruiser.
Oh, it's the Juggerman!
You know what? Sam over here with his Hank Hill haircut and dad goatee and eyeglasses just screams to me Bruiser. Let's see if we have enough time in this video here to at least clear the second dungeon, which will be to defeat the Rat King. We are taking Sam, we got no blessings, let's enter it here. At this point, I imagine I've already kind of given you guys enough of a tutorial portion, so we can just kind of speed through a bit more now. You have an idea what I'm doing, although I'll tell you what I'm doing, but guiding in terms of like building rooms and whatnot. So, let's see, we have rats up there. I guess we'll go ahead and just straight up fight that first rat, not a big deal. Alright, nasty rat. Now you're gonna find out what makes the Bruiser so good. So again, when you fully block an attack, you deal 1 damage. Now, this is not gonna work because he's got an unblockable attack coming our way. So this would have been pretty good to have, but again, let's go ahead and exchange unblockables here. We already do have a defensive card up there ready for him. Of course, we have to be able to block his attacks, sure. So for now, we go ahead and just change a 1-1. Oi! Gotta love the oi. So Neurotoxin is a good one to block because not only is he taking damage from our block from Spiky, but we also keep him from discarding our cards. So excessive for just a 1 attack, but hey, it'll do. And again, he takes damage from Spiky, which is good. Regular claw attack, and check it out. We do 1 damage, we block 1, Spiky kills him. Love the Bruiser early on. So we have Holly, or Holy. You know, it's Hollywood. No, it's Holy Wood. So Scarf. This will give us, again, not a bad one to have because, again, we do damage by blocking. And this one also gives us the ability to actually heal as we block. So not a bad one to have. This gives us an attack and block. So again, this will give us a chance to heal and do damage. This will be more just for straight up attack, and we got a doubler. I'm gonna say we go with Scarf. I like the idea of doing damage and healing ourselves without lifting an offensive hand towards the enemy, so that's good. Radmen, we're level 2, but I'd like to probably get a bit more equipment before I actually fight him. So I'm thinking we go towards this rat, well, regular rat dude here. Problem is, we got no way to build to him.
2 hours later.
Alright, so we should be skipping back here at this point. More than likely, I'll cut off the entire build up to this part. Mainly because I really haven't fought. I fought like another regular level 1 rat along the way, but I wasn't getting the cards to build towards the Rat King. So as you can see over here, I was actually straying off to the right, just waiting for the proper cards to build myself towards the Rat King, which now I have, so it's a good time for us to cut back in. As a matter of fact, let me see through here. So right now we have a rat man fight coming up, and I'll show you the equipment that we've built up here so far. This will also get us a rune. And if we do a regular fight over here, we can actually go into the fight with the Rat King with 2 runes. So you know what? I'll definitely take advantage of that. So that, you know, in case the Rat King turns out to be more difficult than I expected, we can fall back into favor of some runes here. So we'll do the Ratman here first, and we'll probably just skip the Rat level 1. Or just deal with him quickly since we did speed up time just now. So this will be an unblockable. Let's just go for the Slicer. 4 damage we're looking for. Let's block that. Spiky will trigger, and another 2. He's gonna actually hurt himself with that one, and as a matter of fact, we'll block everything, hurt himself, and Spiky will kill him. Love the bruiser. Love the bruiser. Can we get rid of something bad here? Not quite. I picked up that wooden stool, which gives me a stupidity card, but I did it because you can see it gave me batch and repel, which again, a lot of blocks there. So a lot of chance for us to trigger Spike. I think it's worth it for 1 stupidity card in our hand. And maybe if we pick up, I'm gonna skip this. I don't like anything here too much. Maybe we pick up this rune here. We mayhaps, by the way, the Rat King just gained HP because enemies around. So if the Rat King has any enemies around him, he will get more HP. Yeah, if we pick this up, we should be able to burn. Assuming it's not random, we could try to burn the stool card afterwards. So yeah, we'll definitely go off and fight here. Oi! Nasty Raticate. 5 HP. Let's see how quick we'll get rid of this one here. So we'll start with that one, which will be 1 damage and Spiky along. Unblockable. So let's just go and exchange. Oi! Love that oi. And finally, that'll do it. Damage, block damage, Spiky. There it is. Level 1 stuff. You know what? I'm liking what we got. Yeah, I'll even take the fork over that. And definitely that. I'll skip everything over here. We'll get our card, or at least our rune. So now he lost that extra bit of HP that he had. That's going to be our next route. Perfect. Let's see if we could choose the card ourselves. Oh, you know what? It specifically says burn a bruiser card. So it's one of our pre-existing cards, not, for instance, the stool that we picked up, because that's not a bruiser card. I see your game. Alright, so you know what? I'll hold on to that. Let's just deal with the Rat King now then.
Aha.
You gotta pay attention to the wording there. That's on me. Alright, Rat King, what do you got today, boy, here? You're gonna be blocking magical damage and doing 2. Yeah, I see that, but you know what? How about we block everything and you take some spiky damage instead? And this is the leader card, or the leader trait that I talked about. So for each surrounding enemy, he gets 1 HP, but since there's nothing around him anymore, we're good. Looking for 2 more damage, which will actually hurt yourself as well, huh? Well, let's do a Slicer. Already got that stupidity card in my hand, which I'm not crazy about, but already we got the advantage, so we should be fine. He's going once again for Headbutt. Guess what? What's gonna happen to you? No damage to me and 2 your way. It's over, pal. Even with that stupidity card in my hand, it's over for the Rat King. We have been vanquished, and we got a rat tail as well.
I suppose you've done fine for a little green rookie, but it's only a matter of time. Till you get your comeuppance, let's just say you've been lucky. But it's only a matter of time.
Ooh, very ominous. The bard does not believe in my abilities. So victory right there. We also got some things for the trophy room, which is where we'll hang that Rat King's tail. Turn to our guild. Unfortunately, though, we are out of time, so we're going to be wrapping it up here. Let's go ahead and put the trophy room right there in the center. Right there in the center, so we can see our conquest in the future. And let's see here. One thing I want to do is get some better equipment possibilities. So let's expand and let's do the blacksmith. Yes. And the blacksmith could be built somewhere off towards the training grounds. Works for me. And this will be all the different cards that we added. Some good stuff, some bad stuff, some random stuff. You know how it is. That being said, we're out of time. I'm going to wrap it up here. This has been the Guild of Dungeoneering, the Ultimate Edition. All the information will be down below, as I mentioned, if you already own the game. Completely free upgrade for you with a lot of new content. So really awesome from the developers. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time.